Hey there, and welcome to our homeschooling journey. In today's video, I'm talking about how to file a private school affidavit. I did file it the first year that I homeschooled my middle schoolers, so I want to share some tips and tricks on how to go about it. Here's a quick disclaimer, feel free to pause and read. A little about me, I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom with 3 kids. 2024 to 2025 will be our third year homeschooling our son, second year homeschooling our teen, and first year homeschooling our toddler. So far, we've homeschooled preschool, pre-K, and kindergarten with our son, 7th and 8th grade with our oldest, and preschool with our youngest. I do want to remind you guys that kindergarten is optional here in California. I went ahead and created this flow chart. Feel free to answer the questions, yes or no, to figure out if you need to file a private school affidavit this year or if you don't have to. I am a visual person, so I did go ahead and write everything down for you guys. And when we get to it, I did provide visuals just because that's how my brain works. If I have, say, the computer open right now and I'm trying to file the private school affidavit and I'm watching this video, I kind of need to see it to know exactly like where to click. So I kind of made the video with myself in mind, just in case you guys think like me and have to have it right in front of you. I do hope it helps, but let's get into it. To file a private school affidavit, go to the California Department of Education website, www.cde.ca.gov. Then go to Specialized Programs, then go to Private Schools and Schooling at Home, and then go to Schooling at Home. This is where my visuals are going to come into play. At the very top, you're going to have the written directions, and then at the bottom, you're going to have a screenshot of how the web page actually looks like. So to start off, you're going to scroll down to the bottom until you find Private School Affidavit Information. You're going to have a ton of things under there, so just go to Filing the Affidavit, and right under that, you're going to see Private School Affidavit, and you're going to click that link. And then that link is going to take you to the actual filing process. This is the page where we begin our private school affidavit process. Once you're done reading through everything, at the very bottom, it's going to ask you full-time private school. Go ahead and choose yes because you are a full-time private school, and then click next. Now you're being asked if you previously filed a private school affidavit. If this is your first time filing, go ahead and click no because you did not file last year. But if you did file last year, go ahead and click yes, and you're going to proceed using last year's affidavit information. If you did file last year and you chose yes, it's going to take you to a new page and ask you for a number that you should have received via email prior to the filing. Using this number each year will allow you to not have to fill this entire form out over and over again. It's going to take you through it all, and you're only going to have to edit certain things like grade levels and children's ages. Now you're in the section titled School Information. For slot 1, fill in the school name that you come up with here. It can literally be anything you choose. For slot 2, it's blocked off because you don't have one. Slot 3 is a county. Go ahead and go through the drop-down list and find your county there. For slot 4, you're going to go ahead and find your school district in the drop-down list. If you honestly don't know what your school district is, go ahead and click on the little question mark, and there is a link that's going to take you to the GeoHub website to help you figure this out. I had to do this because I had no idea where we fell under, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it just in case you're like me and you have no idea what to do. It should open up a whole new tab so that you don't lose your place. Once you're on that GeoHub website, the first thing you're going to want to do is click School Districts. Then it's going to open up like a whole search section with like a little map. You're going to want to click the most recent school year they have listed. For us, it was the California School District areas 2023 to 2024. Next thing that should happen is this little map pops up. You're going to want to click on the search button on the upper right hand side. Type your home address in the search box and it will pull up your assigned school districts. For this example, I didn't use my home address. I just used Los Angeles. So this is what's going to pop up on the lower left-hand side. Go ahead and find the one that has your child's school grade. For example, some of them say when you click around, it's going to say like kinder through 6 or junior high, high school levels. Make sure that when you click on that district and you find this information, it says, the lowest grade, kindergarten, the highest grade, 12, if that's the district that you're in, because you don't want to end up clicking a high school district when you're doing a middle school or elementary school district. For slot 5, you're going to click co-educational, even if you have all boys or all girls or just one child. For slot 6, you're going to click day only. Slot 7, you're going to click no, even if you have a special needs child, even if they're receiving services somewhere. Slot 8, you're going to say no unless you have a 12th grader this year. For slot 9, report the grade of your youngest student currently enrolled this year. Even if you only have one child to list, put their grade in both boxes. For slot 10, report the grade of your oldest student this year. For slot 11, you are going to choose non-religious. Even if you're a religious family, you are a non-religious private school. Now, when I first did this, because my son was technically in pre-K and my daughter was a 7th grader, I put grade 7 for the low and the high grade because my son technically didn't count. Say I was to do it again this year or next year, my son would count now. So he would be part of the low grade and she would be part of the high grade. Now you're in the section titled School Address. This is where you're going to put all your personal information. And if you know on the right-hand side, you do have an option to copy physical address so that way you don't have to fill everything out twice. For slots 12 through 16, this is going to be your physical address. So you're going to go ahead and put your home address. This cannot be a P.O. box or an out-of-state address. For slots 17 to 21, this is your mailing address. If this is the same as your physical address, just go ahead and click that little button that I told you and it's going to automatically copy your physical address. This one can be a P.O. box or an out-of-state address. Now you're in the section titled School Contact Information, and once again, this is going to be all of your personal information. For slot 22, either put your home phone or your cell phone number. This is going to be the number for your school, and go ahead and include that area code. For slot 23, leave it blank unless you really want to put a fax number, it's not required. For slot 24, use an email that you check periodically or that you can forward to your main email. This is where you're going to get the confirmation email and reminder emails when it gets closer to the filing time each year. For slot 25, go ahead and leave it blank. You don't really need to have a website, it's not required. Now you're in the section titled Prior Year Change. If you filed previously and one of these things has changed, this is where you can change the information. If you never filed before, just go ahead and click no and next. Now you're in the section titled Statistical Information. For slots 30 to 32, this is your students' ages. Fill in the youngest in years and months and the oldest in just years of the students enrolled in K through 12. Remember to wait until your youngest is 6. The youngest age may not be younger than 4 years, 9 months old as of September 1st of the current school year. And if you only have one child to list, then put their age in both boxes. That's what I did when I filed for the first time with my daughter. It was just her, so I put all her information twice everywhere. For slots 33 to 45, this is enrollment. Put a 1 in the grade box of your enrolled students. Unless you have twins or a special circumstance, most people will only have 1 in the relevant grades of students enrolled. The total enrollment must be greater than 0. So for example, when I did it with my 7th grader, I just put 1 for 7th grade, even though I had my younger one because he technically didn't really count and I didn't have to file an affidavit for him yet. For slot 46, only put a number if you had a child graduate 12th grade in the previous school year. Leave as 0 if you had no students graduate 12th grade the previous school year. For slots 47 to 50, this is going to be the number of staff. Just put a number 1 for you as a full-time teacher. Don't put yourself in more than one box. The total number of staff members must be greater than 0. Now you're in the section titled Administrative Staff. Put all your information once again, and for number 54, go ahead and select Head of School. For slots 63 to 74, just go ahead and click Copy Site Administrator. That way, everything you put above can get copied and pasted down below. Now you're in the section titled School Records. Go ahead and put all your information once again, and for number 78, go ahead and select Head of School. For slots 87 and 91, this is the records location. Just go ahead and click Copy Contact Address. Then make sure to check the box acknowledging that the above mentioned records are being maintained at that address stated and that everything is true and accurate. Now you're in the section titled Tax Status. We are not tax exempt for anything, so just click none of the above. Now you're in the section titled Acknowledgment and Statutory Notices. Read and then check the box at the bottom. This is a required field needed before moving forward. Now you're in the section titled Signature. Go ahead and put in all your information, come up with a security question, and then for the title, type in Head of School and then click Review. Now you're in the section titled Review and Edit. Make sure to review all the information you filled in. If something is up, go ahead and edit it. That way it's up to date, you're accurate. But if it looks good, go ahead and click Submit Affidavit and you're all done. Either print a copy, save it to your flash drive, hard drive, or do all three. That way you have a copy of that affidavit safely in your files. Thank you for watching. Comment any questions you have about filing an affidavit. I'd love to hear how you guys approach this each year, just in case you have any tips and tricks for all the beginners.